doctor's report first, Laura. We're not 100% on what the issue is, but maybe some sort of respiratory or flu type bug that she's been fighting.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a sort of a flu situation that she had just before the tournament started, and so came in on the recovery trail but hasn't ever quite made it back to 100%. To me today, she actually looks a little bit more sprightly than she did to start off the last match against Marie Bouzkova. And what is interesting is I saw a graphic this morning that Jabeur's hitting her first serve 16 centimeters lower than she was last year at the US Open in 2022. So whether that's because of the legs, a bit lower ball toss. Where you just can't drive up as much on the ball as you would if you were 100%. So something to look out for as we get going here.
Yeah, she looked absolutely exhausted, didn't she, at times during that win over Bouzkova inside the main stadium, Arthur Ashe Stadium, 2 days ago. Quite sure how she got it done. She was in serious trouble, down 4-2 in the second set tiebreak, and then just seemed to change gear just in time. And that was all while Marie Bouzkova was dealing with what at the time looked like a fairly serious leg issue. We weren't sure whether she was going to finish the match at one stage.
Everything happened in that match. It was all kicking off. Somehow, some way, Ons Jabeur ended up winning, but it didn't look very likely for the majority of the match. Remember, a set and 6-all, she was down 4-2 in the tiebreak as well in the second set.
Called, I think, by the chair umpire. No arguments from Zheng, although you can challenge those these days. That's been one of the new additions to the US Open video review system across the 5 main courts.
Just much easier to see that in the slow motion. I wasn't quite so convinced on the first replay.
So an opening hold, yeah, on her way. And we can only hope that with a couple more days to continue her recovery, she's feeling a little bit better today, but I'm sure for this lady, fairly new to Grand Slam tennis, started playing the majors last year, qualified in Australia, won a round there, and it was a big year, wasn't it, in terms of the ranking jump last year. Breakthrough season, cracked the top 100 and kept going. One of 6 Chinese players in the top 100 at the moment.
As you can see from just that point, Zheng Qinwen has a big old forehand to work with. It's quite a big swing, and so when she plays a very fast hitter, that's sometimes the side that can look a bit more pressured, but when she's got a bit of space to work with, it is a cannon. And she's also number 2 out on the WTA Tour for first serve points 1. Clearly doing a fair bit of damage with the 1-2 combination.
Third seed here in New York. She's only 20 years of age, so bright future ahead of her. seen a growing number of Chinese players, haven't we, break through into the top 100 and keep climbing. Is she one of the most exciting for you?
In my mind, she's the most exciting prospect that they have. I mean, the other players are all very, very solid, don't get me wrong, but I just think that you can see the areas that Zheng can improve on, and she's already 23 in the world, has cracked the top 20 back in May this year.
Nice, solid hold of serve. And a recent appointment, as we touched on during the warm-up, Laura, of a very high-profile coach. We're almost in super coach territory, aren't we, with Wim Fissette? I'm assuming you see that as a significant move on her part.
It's certainly a big appointment. You know, you look at the players that he's worked with, Kleisters, Halep, Azarenka. And the list keeps going. Kvitova, Johanna Konta, Kerber, Naomi Osaka. And for him to want to travel with someone full time, he has to have a lot of belief in the first place, which I think is a big check in her box, basically.
Very nice. Good athlete too. Good mover.
And speaking to the players that he's worked with in the past, he's very big on the tactical side of things. He's very big on technique and, of course, hard work. So far, so good since they linked up.
Yeah, reading some quotes from coach saying how impressed he is with the desire as well, dedication to the process of improving, learning and understanding the game. It'll be interesting, isn't it? See what they can achieve. Such an experienced brain. Helping her figure out the sport now.
Well, almost every player that he's worked with has gone on to have the best season of their careers, so he's doing something right.
Yeah, it's a really, really good point you make. I mean, there's one thing having a great coach, isn't it? But you go through that list of players you mentioned. He's been winning majors and going deep in majors with those players on a regular basis. It's a habit of getting the best out of the players he works with.
And it was noticeable in the last round. Zheng was 4-2 down in the third set against Lucia Bronzetti, and you could hear Wim on the side of the court saying a bit more patience, a bit more work around the point, start building back up again rather than just going all out power.
Good time to find a second ace. Gets herself out of trouble for now. Maybe a touch ambitious from that court position.
Good sign that she feels she can make it from there.
Big return, wasn't it? Keep an eye on how well she's able to defend the second serve today if that first serve percentage starts to dip. Third break point. Double faults. perhaps the pressure that was building throughout game 3, and it is the 23rd seed who strikes early. Got the break. Which is another really impressive progress, isn't it? 20 years of age, and already you've made the second week at 2 of the 4 majors on different surfaces. Bodes well. Deal with an awful lot of variety coming her way today. Of course, that's the one element of the Ons Jabeur game that often unsettles opponents.
Yeah, and she didn't do too well over the grass this season. 3 first-round losses, and you just think a surface like that, where you have to get underneath the ball and it comes onto you a bit faster, that's where the swings that she have are slightly exposed, because she was playing the ball quite late when I saw her play at Wimbledon.
Drop shot wasn't really good enough. Good defence initially to stay in the point.
14. This is a shot that Jabeur was playing a lot against Marie Boskova, and almost too much so. It started to get a little predictable. Boskova was running up to it, anticipating the short ball. Have to think Zheng's done her homework as well and has seen that over the course of Ons's matches.
Very impressive start from the Chinese #1. Looks comfortable out there, confident, making all the right decisions so far. 3-1 lead. Reminded to download the US Open app to follow your favourite players, track latest scores, stats, highlights, player news, and much, much more. That's available in the App Store and the Google Play Store. Plenty of tennis going on this week to keep track of. Juniors now underway. Wheelchair events will be starting in the next few days. So athletes have all arrived over the weekend.
Well, the crowd after the last game just trying to pick up Ons Jabeur's energy. I can feel that this is a tough match for her to try and come through. But she can expect that one. I feel Zheng sometimes goes too much to the middle, tries to kind of go for the half loopy shot, but it's a bit of a no pacer that you can cut the angle off and take inside the baseline.
Oh, goodness me. What a hit.
I wouldn't be serving too many out there.
Unreal return of serve. It's been a rock solid opening 5 games from the number 23 seed. It's hardly missed a ball so far.
Yeah, just the one unforced error. Oh.
Just going from strength to strength. What a display so far against the 5th seed, who's maybe just looking a little bit sluggish. Double break. On the clay of Palermo, just after she teamed up with the new coach, Memphis Set. So instant success, which is always a good sign as well. Helps that trust process between player and coach.
It's so funny how that happens, because so often they don't even have time to work on anything. And, you know, they've been together a week and all of a sudden the good results come, but it's just the fresh voice that sometimes jolts you out of whatever thinking you're stuck in. And a new approach to how she plays a tennis, maybe.
A big week for a player when you get your first tour title as well. That helps grow the confidence. Quality keeps coming.
15.
Just looks so comfortable once the rallies go over 4 or 5 shots. See that ball we were talking about through the middle of the court, but if you don't step in straight away, then Zheng is quite happy to start the rally again and keep working with the forehand.
Great second serve that time. So 3 or 4 standout weeks this year as the Chinese played the Palermo title. Semis in Abu Dhabi, that was in February. Quarterfinals in Rome on the clay just before Paris. Last 16 in Cincinnati as well, just coming into the US Open. Took Świątek to 3 sets.
Well, the semi-final in Abu Dhabi also included a match where she beat her last top 10 win against Kazakhina. It's almost surprising when I see her play that she hasn't had another standout result at a bigger tournament than Palermo. And she gets close. She plays a lot of 3-set matches, has already played 19 3-set matches this year.
Third unforced error. Open the door here for Jabeur, see whether she can maybe start to work her way back into this first set. First break point for the Tunisian. Well done. Something to raise her spirits.
Jean 4 games to 2 for set.
See whether it's perhaps too little too late in terms of this first set.
Well, almost harder on her own service games for Ons if she's not able to commit to going for the first serve with pace. And she's been struggling with the first serve percentage all week. So far, 63%, not bad at all. But She's missed that return, but that's the kind of ball that's coming down at you if you roll in a second serve at 80 miles per hour.
Struggling behind those second serve points. There's a couple of double faults, and she's won only 3 of 9 so far. This opening set. Looking to return to the quarters, of course, here in New York. Having been a finalist this time last year. Major finals in quick succession, first coming at Wimbledon 2022 and then another one here in New York. But of course during the summer having to deal with the disappointment of just missing out again at major level, again at Wimbledon. This time it was Vondrousova to shatter her dreams. Took some time off, only played one tournament between Wimbledon and under US Open, that was in Cincinnati.
I think it's pretty good for Ons though that she's made the 4th round at this tournament, could go further, but after the disappointment of Wimbledon and not being 100%. Clearly it spurred her on to just keep going. And you have to think with her brand of tennis that it will happen for her at some point in a slam. You hope for her that it does.
Yeah, should still have plenty of time, shouldn't she? She turned 29 exactly a week ago today. First day of main draw action. Winner count keeps rising.
Yeah, 11 winners to just 4 unforced errors. Playing it from well behind the baseline too.
Breaks for a 3rd time in this opening set. Should be enough to get it done this time. Last year's finalist in trouble. To serve out this first set, she's got the new balls as well. Just massaging that right inside of the right elbow, isn't she?
حاضرين للإشانج واضرب الكرة
Coach who's fellow Tunisian. Essam Jalali.
Just falling off that serve. I think technically quite tough to change a serve at this point in her career, but the way she goes back to the contact point with the racket face totally open puts a real strain on your shoulder and elbow.
First serves in would make life even more comfortable in theory. First serve percentage down at 47 at the moment.
It's been a struggle for her all week. 57% first serves in against Bronzetti was the best showing that she's had on the first serve. Other two matches under 50%. Just gives Jabeur a chance to stay in this first set.
Well, that would have been a spectacular way to break.
Can't believe she didn't make that one.
It's not a bad effort. But again, she looks flat, doesn't she, emotionally? Not a whole lot of positivity coming from her end of the court. Understandable when you're 5-2 down, but it's often where it starts if you can somehow turn these kind of matches around. A scrappy game this, missed a bunch of first serves. Unforced error from the 5th seed. Brings up set point. Solid opening set of tennis from the number 23 seed, who is now just one set away from a first Grand Slam quarter-final. She's got Jabeur in all sorts of trouble here today so far. 6-2. Whether that will cloud the thinking, whether she'll start to get tight, we'll see. Of course, if she dominates the second set like she did the first, it probably doesn't even become an issue, does it? If you can go up double break and give yourself enough of a lead to...
Yeah, I actually don't think she would have even noticed the first serve percentage in the first set, because when you're serving for it 5-2, it's not really something that you're aware of. But if your second set 5-all or tie break maybe, then it's a different story to have the scoreboard pressure and you can't make a first serve. But the good thing for Ons is that she has won 5 of her last 6 matches at a Grand Slam when she's lost the opening set. Won 3 matches, of course, at Wimbledon from a set down. From 2022, Jabeur won 7 slam matches from a set down. Only Sabalenka has won more. Sabalenka's at 8. So she's a very good competitor.
Yeah, set down against Boskova in the last round. She made that one as well. Point of the match, perhaps the shot of the match.
15-14.
Well, it's unfair to make that kind of shot after such a long rally. Played it so low on the racket face there. Just caught enough topspin on the ball to have it dip in. Oh, I love the forehand line in the middle of that rally though, that she just flattened it out.
Incredible backhand, brings up 2 break points. It's already broken 3 times and another double fault. Not looking good, to say the least, for Ons Jabeur, last year's runner-up to Iga Świątek. At this stage, this is one-way traffic, set and a break now. Gonna get a new name on the trophy this year. Just to reiterate, Sabalenka will be the new world #1 next Monday. That's the first time she's been able to achieve that with defeats for Iga last night. That confirmed that. She came close at Wimbledon, didn't she? Just a match went away in the semis, was it, I think? And she lost to Ons.
And considering the ranking points difference this time last year, it is amazing what Sabalenka's been able to do to even get close. And so deserved #1 for her after the year that she's had. Maybe just an opening here for Jabeur to keep herself in the match.
Yeah, it's a much better combination, isn't it? Good approach.
That is the first bit of positive energy we've seen after the points ended.
Opportunities to break back. She wants a look at the close call video replay, as they're known. This won't change, of course. This isn't a challenge, electronic line calling in operation, but it just
inside edge of the line.
Yeah, removes any doubt, doesn't it, in a player's mind?
I'm not sure that it does.
Especially if you ask.
I feel like you see it so
Ostapenko.
clearly out there sometimes, though, and then when you see the replay, you're like, that can't be the same ball. Ostapenko makes me laugh because the ball will be 10-15 centimetres out. It's not close, and she still challenges, but that's another double fault from Zheng.
Yeah, that's that close call.
And she's kind of gifted this break back, isn't she?
Very much so. I mean, as one-sided as the first set was, she did keep giving Jabeur opportunities to get back into it. Six breaks of serve already in this match. That's much better. We've seen very few strikes as big and as effective as that last forehand.
Well, she was getting outpaced in the first set from the baseline, and would definitely know, being out there, that she's not going to win this match by lengthening out the rallies, by playing defensive tennis. So has to play out of her comfort zone right now. And you look at how many times she was able to come to the net in the third round against Boskova, 49 times. I think she's using this drop shot inefficiently. It needs to be played as an aggressive shot. When you're taking the ball a bit more on the rise, when you're inside the baseline.
Just so up and down at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
A couple of good points and then a couple of bad errors. But if she can hold here, then...
Well, it's kind of how the last three matches have gone.
Yeah.
A lot of unforced errors, balanced out just about by the amount of winners she's hit, but scraping through, and it's enough.
So she gets to the sit down with a narrow advantage. So having been a breakdown, that's got to be seen as a positive. There's a narrow lead, 2-1. Once more, big matches around the grounds, big stories. This could be one of those. Number 5 seed, last year's finalist, Ons Jabeur, in trouble. There have been glimmers of improved quality over the last 5-10 minutes or so, but nothing that's been sustained so far. He's feeling the heat. It's a hot, humid day today, isn't it?
Got to come prepared today.
Keeping an eye on the first serve numbers from the Chinese player. They've been remarkably low, given she's up a set.
The more I watch it, and I've watched her a lot this year, the more I feel like that open racket face as she comes back, it means that she has to work that much harder to actually pronate around the ball if she's trying to do a kick serve or a flat serve. And you look at how wide her arm is before it drops behind her head and comes through for the contact point. If we look here, that position there to me just looks a bit too far round before the racket face finally drops behind her head, and then you can start to see her come over the top of the ball. But it just looks like, because of how open it starts, it's left too late.
So love holds, despite again missing a few first serves. First serve percentage for this set down at 22%, 34% for the match, but she's up a set, or on serve, and overall in good shape. She bids for a first Grand Slam quarter-final. Just an opportunity to remind you that usopen.org is your online home for all the live scoring, highlights, real-time stats, all the draws and schedules on there. It's the official tournament website, usopen.org.
Oh, Jabeur just rushing a little bit here. Well, the 22 unforced errors have played the biggest part in today. It's been a huge part of all of her matches so far this US Open. Hit 63 unforced against Boskova.
Frustration starting to build, understandably. She's only held twice today so far. 4 games that she's won, 2 of those have been breaks of serve. Facing another 3 break points.
And to work so hard to get the break back earlier on in this set. Finally held to go 2-1 up. This has gone very quickly since then. The 7 straight points finally broken.
First backhand winner today.
And I feel Zheng, if she was half a metre further in, the return would do much more damage, because she starts quite far back, not just on the second serve return, but the first serve return. It just leaves a few gaps for Jabeur to work with if she's able to get the +1 shot back in play.
It's another wild forehand, another break of serve. That's 5 now. The Chinese start up a set and a break. Set and a break, 3-2. See whether she can find a few more first serves in this game. Remarkable, isn't it? If that number stays where it is, she might beat the world number 5 with a first serve percentage of around 36 for the match. It's crazy, but as you say, in a funny way, you could look at that as a positive.
When the first serve goes in, there's no issue. She's won 75% of those points, but the problem is that there's only been 12 first serve points. 22 off the second serve.
That's better.
There's one.
And you referred to it earlier in the match, Laura, that combination of, when she does make the first serve and then the effectiveness of that second shot. That's the dangerous package, isn't it?
She looks for the forehand a lot off the serve and to open a line straight away.
Well, a comfortable hold that comes at a good time.
Zheng leads 4 games to 2 second sets.
Far away now, a couple of games, and she's a US Open quarter-finalist.
She's already beat her previous best result at the US Open, made the 3rd round last year. This will be another step up.
Done a good job of consolidating actually this year, hasn't she? Look at the jump she made in 2022 in terms of the ranking, 143 to 25 at the end of the season. She was WTA Newcomer of the Year last year. And sometimes you see, especially a young player who makes that sort of rise, it can be difficult to stay in that sort of territory in terms of world ranking. There we go. It's been a long time coming, but this pass was world class.
Flashes of brilliance from Jabeur today.
Miles an hour, that previous pass.
Unfortunately for Ons, there's just been way too many opportunities for Zheng to step in on the second serve return.
Just every now and then she'll remind us of the player she is, but these have been few and far between today. Clinging on at this stage.
Average serve speed for Jabeur, 88 miles per hour.
familiar feeling for Ons Jabeur today. The quality of the ball striking coming from the far end, the depth, the power on a regular basis. She feels like she's been on the back foot so often, isn't she, in those baseline exchanges. Opportunity to break for a 6th time.
She went for it. Knew exactly what shot she was looking for. The backhand line today has been phenomenal from Zheng. Oh, it doesn't need a miss like that at a moment like this.
Advantage Zheng.
Things going from bad to worse. Another chance to get ahead of set and 5-2 here. Tired-looking backhand. It is another break of serve. The very first Grand Slam quarter-final. Just 4 points will do it. Maybe following in the footsteps of players she looked up to, idolised as a youngster, Li Na. The semi-finals here.
First bit of finesse that we've seen from Zheng, but just played the first volley too casually.
How she's feeling. She's got a healthy lead, hasn't she? Maybe would be feeling a little more tense, tight, nervous.
Yeah, the difference between 5-2 and 5-4. Serving for it. It's a huge change in the tension.
Yeah, if she drops serve here and then Jabeur were to hold, then things might get interesting.
Well, this is where a few more first serves could help. Still down at 35% for this set.
double. We're about to witness a major plot twist here.
I'm slightly perplexed by her going for a 107 miles per hour second serve down break point, but I guess she wanted to be brave.
So I wonder whether Ons Jabeur is just saying to herself, well,
Hang in here, yeah.
Let's, if you're going to give it to me, then let's see whether I can work myself back into this match. Get a hold here, nice quick hold, and pressure will continue to rise. However, holding serve has been one of Ons Jabeur's major problems today. Still only held twice, hasn't she? 3 breaks,
yep.
And she's won 5 games, yeah.
Jabeur has played enough of these big matches to be able to read the room a bit and feel when there is still hope for her. WTA supervisor Donna Kelso.
That's well done. Maybe signs she is just picking up her level of touch. Kind of sum up her tournament, wouldn't it, if she could come back from a set 5-2 down. As a neutral, the Zheng fans won't thank me for saying this, but I kind of want Jabeur to hold here just to see how this unfolds. It's always fascinating, isn't it, to watch, see how a young player deals with this sort of opportunity, this situation, closing out a match like this.
Zheng's not interested in that.
Yeah, she might not need to serve it out. 2 points away now. Tough day for last year's finalist Ons Jabeur, on the brink of defeat. The Chinese star a point away.
And she really did save that match point. That was brave to go for the serve that she did. Oh, still some coughing.
That's a really, really great drop shot. Probably the best she's hit today. She's still fighting.
What a time to go for that ball. And given that she's really not been very successful on the drop shots today, to still believe enough to chip it in. Oh, and she's so willing to get back in this second set, but just doesn't have the legs to be able to do it. The first step here, so much slower than it would usually be. Oh, she went for the 7 volley. It's dropped in.
Just caught the very outside of that line.
Zheng kind of left this one. She thought it was popping wide.
Be a bit of frame on there as well. Good measure. Game point. So she does hold, saves the match point, and somehow she's still alive. Been saying that all week here in New York. So for a second time, the world number 23 from China will try and serve this out. She's failed once already. She's already seen a match point come and go. 5-2 has become 5-4. I think we might get a good idea of how she's feeling from these opening couple of points of the game. And of course Jabeur cannot afford to give her any free points if she has designs on levelling this at 5-all. It's a bit of a loose forehand to start the game.
Close, but it's in. Well, that's where the all-important first point of the game under her belt helps. Freedom to swing for 30 love.
What a feeling when you see that drop in. Halfway there, 2 points.
It's one of the only first serves she's made all match, but what a time to do it.
So 3 more chances to get over the line. second saved. No messing about. Still with the luxury of 2 further match points if she indeed needs another. No, it's long. 3 saved.
The clipped return that's just trickled over the net here.
40-30.
Tension rising by the minute inside Louis Armstrong. The 4th match point. This time she seals it. What a day. What an achievement for Zheng Qinwen into a first Grand Slam quarter-final of her career. Another top 10 win